It just casually dropped anti-white racism in the middle of what was supposed to be a light-hearted video. You know, Tim Walz says that he makes white guy tacos. And Kamala says, what is that, mayonnaise and tuna? Like, that is anti-
...15 veroordeeld voor een verkrachting, een ex-TBS'er.
Ja, we hebben het ook gezien. Wij richten ons vooral op het opsporen van de verblijfplaatsen van onze verdachten. We hebben gisteravond en vandaag nodige informatie over gedeeld. De foto van de man en de auto waarin hij momenteel rijdt. En we hopen dat die informatie bij elkaar toe leidt. Dat tips van de burgers kunnen leiden tot zijn verblijfplaats. En wat ons betreft ook heel snel de aanhouding.
Ja, en daar komen we ook zo op hoor. Op het zoeken natuurlijk naar deze man. Maar toch ook even over zijn achtergrond. Is dat bewust dat jullie daar dan niet zelf veel, niet alle details over geven?
Ja, dan gaat natuurlijk de aandacht vooral op het verleden. Wij willen vooral kijken naar het nu. En dat is een situatie waarin 2 vrouwen, jonge vrouwen, 's nachts 1 uur in het Science Park in Utrecht zijn belaagd. Echt fors geweld toegepast. En zij zich ternauwernood de vegenlijf zich konden redden daarin. Hè. Dus het escaleerde niet omdat zij zich kranig verweerden. Je moet er niet aan denken dat er een derde situatie kan ontstaan waarbij hij iemand treft die minder accuraat reageert of die niet opgewassen is tegen het geweld.
Want deze vrouwen zijn dus zelf weg kunnen komen. Die zijn uiteindelijk weg kunnen rennen.
Ja, die hebben, zoals ik het begreep uit de aangifte van de laatste dame, voor haar gevoel gevochten voor haar leven. Ja, en dan als wij dan vandaag, de afgelopen dagen, zeg maar, het profiel van de verdachte in beeld krijgen. En we zien waartoe hij in staat is. Ja, dan zijn we ons echt code rood. En dat betekent vol gas. En het publiek betrekken bij de opsporing. En dus heel snel met het Openbaar Ministerie samen de foto gedeeld. Omdat we eigenlijk geen minuut willen wachten om te voorkomen dat er situaties ontstaan die we niemand zou willen.
Nou ja, jullie hebben het foto gedeeld. Zojuist ook bekendgemaakt dat hij in een witte Kia rondrijdt met het kenteken H445KZ. Zijn jullie dan nu zijn jullie hem op het spoor? Dat is natuurlijk het belangrijkste wat we willen weten.
Ja, we doen van alles. Hè. Dus enerzijds nu ook vragen gesprek met jou, met jullie als misdaadbureau, heel belangrijk voor ons. Maar ook vrij tactiek. Hè. Dus vind ik ook de tactische opsporing plaats. En dan moet je natuurlijk denken aan spooronderzoek, DNA-sporen, camera's, ook bij camera's. We kijken alles na om te kijken of we iets kunnen terugvinden wat kan leiden tot de vaststelling van de verblijfplaats van deze man.
Ja, en is er al iets, weten jullie al iets meer?
Nee, we krijgen natuurlijk wel tips. Hè. Dat is wel mooi. Dus de inzet van vandaag leidt wel tot reacties vanuit de samenleving. Dat is natuurlijk wel mooi. Mensen maken zich ongerust. We krijgen veel berichten op social media. Ben je nog wel veilig in Utrecht? Ben je nog wel veilig in Nederland? Ja, die garantie kan ik nooit geven.
Nou ja, dat is natuurlijk ook een vraag. Inderdaad.
Ja,
want het is natuurlijk heel beangstigend dat zo iemand rondloopt. Moeten wij, met name vrouwen, extra alert zijn? Wat
wij daar een algemeen zin op teruggeven is dat als je het niet prettig vindt of voelt om alleen te fietsen, ja, zorg wel dat je gewoon met z'n tweeën bent. Hè. Want met z'n tweeën ben je minder kwetsbaar. Of het dan gaat om situaties als deze waar we het nu over hebben. Of in algemene zin, als sprake is van een beroving of anderszins. Ja, met z'n tweeën ben je altijd beter dan in je eentje. Dus dat helpt wel in het veiligheidsgevoel. En daarnaast doen wij toen mannenmacht zetten we in om te zorgen dat hij van straat komt, zodat ook dat risico ook geëlimineerd kan worden.
Ja, want kan die zich echt overal bevinden?
Nou ja, met een auto in Nederland hoef ik aan uit te leggen dat je met 1,5 uur van noord naar zuid heel erg kunt komen. Dus vandaar dat wij wel met vandaag aandacht gevraagd voor deze zaak. In de hoop dat, een tip of die nou komt uit het noorden of uit het zuiden van het land of Midden-Oosten, dat we dat kunnen terugbrengen naar de feitelijke verblijfplaats en zijn aanhouding.
Ja, u zei net al even, er komen ook al veel tips binnen. Komen die nou echt uit een specifieke plek of ook echt overal vandaan? En kunnen jullie daar dan ook concreet iets mee?
Nou ja, dat is mooi dat zegt, kan ook overal vandaan. En sommige tips zijn ook technisch onmogelijk omdat iemand zegt, ik zag hem in Groningen en ik zag hem bij wijze van spreken in het zuiden van het land op hetzelfde tijdstip. Dus het is om dat goed uit te lopen, wat is daar nu reëel in. Uiteindelijk hopen we dat er iemand komt met de cruciale tip, zoals in het verleden ook wel eens gebeurd. Als ik kijk naar recentelijk in Rotterdam, met de man die 3 weken lang onder de radar bleef en uiteindelijk ook kon worden aangehouden dankzij een gouden tip. Ja, dat hopen we eigenlijk ook nu te realiseren.
En zijn jullie opgeschaald? Zetten jullie alles op alles om hem zo snel mogelijk te pakken?
Nou ja, zo'n onderzoek kent verschillende fases, hè, dus van hoog tot laag. Een aantal mensen is niet altijd bepalend voor succes wat je kunt bereiken. Maar we zijn wel klaar dat als er een situatie ontstaat of die ergens signaleert, om heel snel met lokale politie het juiste inzet te kunnen realiseren om uiteindelijk iemand te kunnen aanhouden.
Nou is de auto waar hij in rondrijdt mogelijk nog steeds, dat weten we natuurlijk niet zeker, is van een apothekersbezorgdienst. Hoe zit dat? Van wie is dan die auto precies? En wat heeft dat met die apotheek te maken?
Nou ja, die auto is van het bedrijf en daar werkte hij. Hij had die wagen regelmatig onder zich. Het bedrijf zelf heeft geen enkele relatie of betrokkenheid bij een verdenking die nu op tafel ligt.
Maar hij werkte dus bij die apothekersbezorgdienst. Dus hij bracht medicijnen rond.
Ja, had die wagen regelmatig onder zich. Dus daar zit een regelmatige activiteit onder. En heeft dus met die wagen dat misdrijf willen plegen. Hè. De wagen waarover we het hebben werd gesignaleerd in de nacht van maandag op dinsdag. Hè, maandag 12, dinsdag 13 augustus om 1 uur. Ja. En vandaag dat we dat kenteken en de foto van de auto hebben vrijgegeven. Omdat het natuurlijk wel een opvallende kenmerkende auto is. Hè. Een witte Kia met een groen dak, groene spiegels. Zo rijdt hij veel rond in Nederland.
Bij deze oproep dus ook om rond te kijken.
En de combinatie met zijn foto hopen we dat het leidt tot, om naar de politie te hebben, toen met de gouden tip.
Ja, jullie hebben dus een foto van die auto gedeeld, kenteken, foto van hemzelf. Zijn naam niet. In het AD lees ik dan dat het om de 36-jarige Michael van H gaat. Is dat iets wat u kunt bevestigen, de identiteit?
Nou, ik heb het ook gelezen en de identiteit is voor ons nu in deze fase niet zo relevant. We willen vooral de verblijfplaats weten. En niet dat hij nou Piet of Sjaak heet. Het gaat ons om waar is hij, omdat hij een potentieel risico vormt voor kwetsbare mensen in de samenleving. En dat risico willen wij zo klein mogelijk houden en vandaar de oproep.
Ja, en hij is dus gevaarlijk, deze man. Code rood zei u niet voor niks.
Nou ja, precies. Het beeld van nu twee zeer gewelddadige incidenten die zeer extreem hadden kunnen aflopen. We praten over zeer ernstige geweldsdelicten. Dan wel wellicht, je weet natuurlijk nooit, een zedenmisdrijf. Dat willen we echt voorkomen. In combinatie met de achtergronden van de man hebben we geleid tot de publicatie vandaag van de foto en de auto. En we hopen dat dat genoeg is om uiteindelijk hem te kunnen aanhouden.
En als je hem nu tegenkomt of je ziet hem nu rijden, wat moet je dan doen?
Ja, direct 112 bellen en proberen te kijken waar hij heen gaat. Maar ga niet zelf tot actie over, hè, want de man is onberekenbaar, toont onberekenbaar gedrag. Hij kan dus ook onvoorspelbaar zijn. Dus ja, dat moet je natuurlijk nooit zelf doen. Aan ons overlaten, we zijn daarop ingericht en getraind. Maar bel dus alsjeblieft 112, want daar pakken wij deze man.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn.
Let's finish this quickly.
Minions have spawned.
Razor's Edge. Only fools pledge life to honor. This is my favorite. survive. Don't cross me.
First blood.
I never compromise. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain. Executed.
There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge.
Has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
They won't survive. Pathetic. Don't cross me.
I am your darkness. I am your
I never compromise. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge. Only They won't survive. Don't cross me. I never compromise.
Slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Another run for the gunner. There's nowhere to hide. Finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Fools pledge life to honor.
Sprayers.
Punish you. They won't survive. Cross me. I never compromise. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. There's nowhere to hide.
Rampage. Killing spree.
Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Has been slain.
They won't survive. Don't cross me.
Rampage.
I never compromise.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain. Unstoppable.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. There's nowhere to hide.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Let's finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down. Double kill.
The razor's edge.
An ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
That's how it feels.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Only fools pledge life to honor. They won't survive.
Double kill.
Don't cross me. I never compromise. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Slain an enemy.
There's nowhere to hide.
Killing spree.
Let's finish this quickly.
Slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
On the razor's edge.
Rampage. Shut down.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
An enemy has been slain.
Never compromise.
You have been slain. You have slain an enemy. Enemy has been slain.
Your allegiances mean
An
nothing to
enemy
me.
has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly.
Killing. An enemy has been slain.
On the razor's edge. Only fools pledge life to honor.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
I never compromise.
Shut down.
Bones sweat my
Double kill. Your team has destroyed a turret.
This mean nothing to me. There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quick.
Shut down.
On the razor's edge.
An ally has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
They won't survive.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I never compromise.
Running on empty.
Enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill. Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Shut down.
There's nowhere to hide. Only fools pledge life to honor. They won't survive. Don't cross me. I never compromise.
An enemy has been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
You have slain an enemy. Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been
Nowhere
slain.
to hide. Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge.
An ally has been slain.
Feel this! My God!
Don't cross me.
Has been destroyed.
I never compromise.
Enemy rampage. Enemy triple kill. Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down. Ace. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Mean nothing to me. There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly.
You have slain an enemy. You have been slain. An ally has been slain. Killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret. Aced.
On the razor's edge.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor. They won't survive. Don't cross me. I never compromise. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Enemy has been slain. Double kill. Ally has been slain. Shut down.
Take pride in how swiftly you move.
There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
They won't survive.
An enemy has been slain.
I never compromise.
Enemy rampage.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
This is no challenge.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
No way.
Triple kill. An enemy is unstoppable.
Let's finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy is dominating.
On the razor's edge.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Only fools get life to honor.
Destroyed a turret.
They won't survive.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret. Victory!
Times of distress, I have a tendency to be rather sarcastic because I always say I'd rather laugh than cry. And that was kind of one of those situations where you're literally throwing all your belongings to the street at one time. You're not being evicted and your wife's not kicking you out of the house.
Maurice Gutierrez lives in Naples, Florida. His house flooded in 2022 when Hurricane Ian made landfall on the southwest coast of Florida.
One of the strongest September hurricanes to strike the U.S. in decades.
Significant storm, again, a Category 4.
The street will never be the same. You know, trees gone, neighbors gone, homes are gone. And here I am today rebuilding because I won't move. I love this place.
A year later, Maurice got a notice from his insurance company. They were doubling his premium to $7,500 a year. The year after that, it was up to a staggering $9,000 a year.
Now, on a fixed income retiree, that's not chump change.
So Maurice decided to drop his wind coverage. Now he's one of hundreds of thousands of Floridians that are going bare. That means they're living with little to no homeowners insurance, in a state that is set to have a record hurricane season this year. And what's going on in Florida under Governor Ron DeSantis is a warning. This is what happens when a government capitulates entirely to the insurance lobby. We went to Florida to talk to other homeowners like Maurice. We found out that residents are being priced out of coastal communities, and sketchy insurance companies are thriving under DeSantis' policies.
It's essentially trickle-down economics, but for insurance companies.
And the housing insurance crisis isn't just a problem in Florida.
People around the Bay and across the state are now being told their homeowner insurance policies will not be renewed.
State Farm says they're discontinuing coverage for some customers.
Several major carriers are pulling out of Iowa and other states.
Experts warn that a collapse in the homeowners insurance industry could take down the entire housing market with it.
Should those systems start to collapse, or should that business model collapse, it could take down the entire American economy with it. It could take down the global economy.
The water came up to this line right here. At first, it's like, it can't get much worse. It can't get much worse. And then it's like, oh my God, when is it going to stop?
Maurice has lived in Florida for most of his life.
Raised in Miami, so hurricanes to us are, as far as I'm concerned, a weather event. You know it's coming. You prepare. You don't get complacent, but you get used to them.
Nearly 1 out of 5 Floridians is like Maurice. They've been forced to cut back or go without insurance.
That option allows me to manage my own risk.
Okay, let's back up and talk about how insurance actually works. Insurance companies determine premiums for you based on risk assessment. Generally speaking, the higher the risk, the higher your premium goes. They assess risk factors like the quality of building materials in your house, your neighborhood, what kind of dog breed you own, and of course, natural disasters.
So, if you have a wildfire risk in California and a hurricane risk in Florida, those two things are supposed to balance themselves out.
But as the planet warms and natural disasters increase, the insurance business model hasn't been keeping up.
And what's happening is that the risks of some of those perils, climate-driven perils in particular, are increasing so much that the insurance companies are having a difficult time making the profit that they've always expected that they will make.
In response, major national carriers are raising rates and cutting policies. Today, 12% of people in the United States don't have homeowners insurance. Up the coast in Fort Myers, Florida, is Priscilla O'Hara.
Making the profit that they've always expected that they will make.
In response, major national carriers are raising rates and cutting policies. Today, 12% of people in the United States don't have homeowners insurance. Up the coast in Fort Myers, Florida, is Priscilla O'Hara.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
She stayed in her home during Hurricane Ian, just like Maurice.
My son and I stood at the front door looking out the glass window and watched the rivers right over there. Watched the water coming up, and here it's coming, nothing we could do. Here it's coming. And then the wind changed in about 10 feet from the house, and back out it went.
Her roof was damaged, but when she filed the claim, her insurer State Farm told her that her policy didn't cover wind.
I don't think we really realized that we were not covered for wind damage. Did not know that. I mean, hurricanes are wind.
The next year, State Farm dropped her. They said her house, which was built in 1976, was too old to insure.
I've been with them for 40 years, probably. It was a total shock, yeah. Oh, okay, this girl.
finish this quickly.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Minions have spawned. A black crane.
Pathetic.
First blood. An enemy has been slain.
On the razor's edge. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. This is no challenge. Enjoy the taste of steel.
An enemy has been slain.
I never compromise.
Wet, like the tears of my enemies.
They won't survive.
Please hide me from these imbeciles.
An ally has been slain.
Wet blade.
An ally has been slain.
This blade's my favorite.
An ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Another body. Don't cross me. Let's finish this one. This is no challenge. Only fools pledge life to honor. On the razor's
Drown them. Freeze
An
them.
enemy has been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An enemy has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide. Enjoy the taste of steel.
Enemy killing spree.
Let's finish this quickly. Only fools pledge life to honor. On the razor's edge.
They always said I was cold.
Their bones will wet my blade.
Enemy rampage. Enemy double kill.
Your allegiances mean nothing
An
to
ally
me.
has been slain.
I never compromise. They won't survive.
An enemy has been slain.
This blade's my favorite. There's nowhere to hide.
The foundation of empire.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Let's finish this quickly.
Go wrong. Smash these idiots, won't you?
These fools pledge life to honor. On the razor's edge.
An enemy is dominating. An enemy has been slain.
Another body for the gutter. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
You have been slain.
Won't be so common. Just like that.
They won't survive.
An enemy has been slain.
Pathetic.
An ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide.
An ally has been slain. The enemy is godlike. Shut down.
Don't cross.
You have been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
Let's finish this quickly.
have slain an enemy.
Only fools pledge life to honor. On the razor's edge. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
As green as the
An enemy has been slain.
Never compromise. Survive.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Their bones will wet my blade. There's nowhere to hide. Don't cross me. Let's finish this
An enemy has been slain.
On the razor's edge.
Enemy killing spree. Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Allegiances mean nothing to me.
Enemy rampage. Your team has destroyed a turret. Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Never come. They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide. Don't cross me. Let's go.
Enemy is legendary.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Double kill. Triple kill. Your turret has been destroyed.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. I never compromise. They won't survive.
An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed. An ally has has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Let's light the fire.
You have been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Pathetic. Never compromise. They won't survive.
An ally has been slain. Been slain. An ally has been slain. You have been slain.
Goes back. Well, he paid this in September of 2022, $881. So, I mean, they had our premiums all those years went in their bank account.
State Farm ended that year with a net worth of $131 billion.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The roof damage cost her over $6,000, which she paid out of pocket.
Okay, you can tell a little bit. There's a little different shade. It cost us $6,292 to have it replaced.
Priscilla shopped around, but she couldn't find an insurer that she trusted.
I want a company that I know something about, not some company I've never heard of before.
That seems smart.
Yeah. If we had that roof damage, I could do it again, I guess. Don't want to, but I guess I could.
So what exactly happens to someone if they don't have insurance?
If you don't have insurance for your home, you might lose your mortgage, or you might face higher mortgage rates. And worse, if you have a disaster and your home is uninsured, then you lose the value of that home, or you face that out-of-pocket cost to repair that house, which could be hundreds of thousands of dollars or more. So it can be absolutely bankrupting.
Priscilla and Maurice have both paid off their homes. But if you have a mortgage, you have to have homeowners insurance. So for people who can't find insurance, Florida has something unique. A state-run, not-for-profit backstop that is actually the #1 insurer in the state.
Citizens Property Insurance.
Citizens Property Insurance. A state-run insurer called Citizens Insurance.
Citizens Property Insurance was established in 2002, 10 years after Hurricane Andrew hit Miami.
It's absolutely for sure, no question about it. It is going to happen tonight.
Hurricane Andrew was, at the time, the costliest hurricane in Florida's history, and it hit the insurance industry hard.
And the state was facing the prospects of incredibly precipitous economic decline, and they wanted to avoid that.
In 1992, Miami was a city of almost 2 million people. Lawmakers didn't want to see the city decline. So in 1993, they held an emergency legislative session and created what would later become Citizens Insurance.
And it was wildly successful. It did provide insurance to people who couldn't buy it on the commercial market. But more importantly, it reversed the flow of people leaving the state. It canceled the possibility of that exodus, and it led to enormous growth.
Citizens was supposed to be the insurer of last resort, but then the state was hit with a record hurricane season in 2004 and again in 2005. As more parts of Florida became uninsurable, Citizens expanded to protect more homeowners. Now, 1.2 million Florida residents have public instead of private insurance. This backstop is important.
If you start to lose insurance in a community, then the home values will drop as a result of that. And as those home values drop, you'll see people start to move away from that community, and the tax base decreases. And as the tax base decreases, you have less money for schools, you have less money for infrastructure and fixing potholes in roads, and so on. And you start to see this sort of spiral of decline, this negative momentum.
A study from the Environmental Defense Fund calculated where the most money could be lost in tax revenue, due just to increased risks of flooding. Homes in coastal Florida, they determined, could be overvalued by as much as $10 billion a year. And in this whole video, you're thinking, well, luckily I don't live in Florida. Here's the national map. But the public model has a major flaw.
It's put more people in the path of risk, so it's increased their economic vulnerability. But it's also affected the way Americans vote. It's affected climate policy on a state level and on a federal level, because constituents are not expressing urgency to enact policy to address climate change, to lower those risks, because they don't feel those risks.
None of this has stopped people from moving to the coasts. In 2023, a year after Hurricane Ian's devastation, Lee County's population still grew. But the people who forestormed at $112 billion agent who has sold property on the island since 2004. Lori says a lot of the smaller retirees. A report from Bloomberg said the building on Fort Myers
canceled this. Problem is some people are very reluctant.
In an affordable housing crisis for years in Florida, the
should always be to try to get those people into the market where they're
citizens, right? They love the idea of a last resort insurer where they can just sort of like leave the dregs, the most risky and unprofitable claims off on the public while doing the rest of the stuff themselves.
In 2007, after those record hurricane years, the state changed the rules. Citizens didn't have to be more expensive than private carriers.
Right now, these private companies are taking on all the safe risks where they are assured a profit and passing all the bad risk onto the state via Citizens Property Insurance Company.
The insurance industry hated that.
If you're in South Florida and you can get Citizens coverage at 30 to 40% less than the private market, you're going to do that.
In 2022, Ron DeSantis caved to the insurance lobby.
And we have to create an environment where people want to come in and compete for your business. You can't dump everybody on Citizens Property Insurance.
The Florida legislature passed a series of bills that would overhaul insurance law, and Ron DeSantis started depopulating Citizens Insurance. The goal was to kick people off of the insurer of last resort and get them back into the private market. But with so many major insurers denying coverage, customers are stuck with companies that are a lot more risky.
Yeah, particularly in the last 10 to 15 years, large national insurers, the kind that you would recognize from commercials,
we are farmers, bum, 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 bum,
have pulled way back for the most part.
And in their place are companies called domestics.
These are smaller in-state companies that tend to have far fewer resources. They aren't nearly as well capitalized. They're heavily reliant on reinsurance, which is insurance they buy for themselves.
DeSantis is trying to get new companies into the state, but he isn't being very discerning. Enter Slide Insurance, a startup founded by one of the lawyers for Enron. Yes, that Enron.
I knew that there were going to be mass insolvencies in Florida, so we raised a tremendous amount of capital to really kind of capitalize on market opportunities and provide new solutions to the homeowners.
The CEO of Slide Insurance, Bruce Lucas, was thrilled about DeSantis' changes to insurance laws. The new bills made it harder for customers to sue insurers over unpaid claims and create a bigger fund of reinsurance to protect insurers. That's the insurance for insurers. And most important, it handed Slide Insurance more customers. The Washington Post reported that businesses like Slide can cherry pick the policies they want, choose the properties that have the lowest amount of risk, and reject the ones in flood or hurricane-prone areas. Lucas laid it all out on a podcast called The Insurance Guys.
You get to cherry pick policies.
Correct.
You are underwriting and cherry picking the best policies, leaving kind of the worst ones there.
Sometimes policyholders don't even know they're being pushed off of their plans. As long as the new policy is less than 20% more than Citizens Premium, they can be forced off of their policy.
You know, you send out these notices and it gets mixed in with everybody's junk mail. In the trash can it goes. Next thing you know, you've got 200,000 customers.
Last year, Slide was approved to take over 250,000 policies from Citizens.
The bad news, it's about 4.3 times what I was quoted for Citizens.
The premium for the same level of coverage from Slide was $14,684.
They've also swooped in to buy out policies from insurers that have gone bankrupt or left the state, like United Property and Casualty and Farmers Insurance.
This year, they provided a different option for me if I wanted to switch called Slide Insurance. That sounds shady.
So just how risky is Slide Insurance? They aren't a publicly traded company, so it's hard to know all their finances. In interviews, Lucas touts the fact that Demotech gives them an A rating, but the more reliable Weiss ratings gives them a D+, pointing out that they have low liquidity and capitalization. Reporter Jason Garcia thinks Citizens should be expanded.
A public nonprofit insurer does not have to earn a profit. That allows it to charge insurance that is more affordable.
And two Florida representatives agree. Republican Spencer Roach, who survived Hurricane Ian himself, and Democrat Hillary Cassell, a former litigator for insurers.
One more joke
They
about
won't
doing
survive.
it funny, huh?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn."
There's nowhere to hide.
Banish the shadows!
First blood. An ally has been slain. Minions have spawned. You have slain an enemy.
Only fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise. Don't cross me. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Now,
My turn. Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge.
An ally has been slain.
Another body for the gutter.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree. You have been slain.
They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide.
An enemy has been slain.
Pathetic.
An ally has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise. Don't cross me. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Go, Wolf!
Run them down.
Enemy killing spree.
Their bones will wet my
Don't challenge your betters.
An enemy has been slain.
Easy target!
Let's finish this quickly. This is no challenge. On the razor's edge.
Rampage.
They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide. Only fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Don't cross. Your allegiance is nothing to me. Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge. So easy. They won't survive.
An ally has been slain.
Nowhere to hide.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Shut down.
I never compromise. Don't cross me.
Slain. Shut down.
I'm good.
Nothing to me. Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge. Another body for the gutter.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide. Only fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise. Don't cross me. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
You have slain an enemy. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
On the razor's edge. They won't survive.
Your turret has been destroyed.
There's nowhere to hide.
Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill. Enemy quadra kill.
I'm done with you.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I never compromise.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Cross me.
An ally has been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain.
Let's finish this quickly.
Enemy double kill.
Over here.
On the razor's edge. They won't survive.
Double kill.
There's nowhere to hide.
Enemy has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Enemy killing spree. Your turret has been destroyed.
I never compromise. Don't cross me.
Has been slain. Is legendary.
Let's finish this quickly.
An enemy is unstoppable.
On the razor's edge. They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy is dominating.
I never compromise.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Don't cross me.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Shine bright!
Killing spree. Enemy killing spree. Aced.
That be 200 money, please.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Let's finish this quickly.
Ally has been slain. Double kill. Enemy double kill. Aced.
So easy.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Shine bright!
They won't survive.
Enemy killing spree. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Enemy double kill.
Only fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise. Don't cross
Enemy double kill.
My goodness.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy killing spree. Defeat.
Both think Citizen should be available to all homeowners in the state.
Think of this as the national...
They say that the
What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster, and Dragon Age: The Veilguard has finally announced a release date for the game. It's coming out on Halloween, October 31st, but more interesting than that, they have announced the price point on this game, to which I can only offer the following response. You serious? Now, you may remember the first trailer that they put out for this game was such an awful joke that I find it impossible to take this game seriously. I mean, it was ratioed at a clip of 45,000 upvotes to 270,000 down. That is a ratio of 6 to 1. It looked and sounded like something from Fortnite. Imagine the gall that it takes to put out that trailer and receive that kind of reception, and then 2 months later ask $70 for the base game, or $90 if you want the full game with all the content. Or imagine the gall that it takes to go from having a character like Morrigan that looks like this, as she did in the older Dragon Age games,
I like her.
to now when she looks like this, which it's not the worst offense in the world, it's just a significant downgrade. She was nerfed. But anyhow, with all that in mind, it seems astonishing to me that the prices they want to ask for this thing are as high as they are. I can't believe it isn't a joke.
I thought you were kidding! I thought it was a joke! I even wrote it down in my diary!
Het geheim van heerlijke pizza, Casa di Mamma, van Dr. Oetker. Met zijn knapperige rand die thuis rijst in de oven. Smaakt alsof je hem zelf hebt gemaakt. Nieuwe van Casa di Mamma, truffele-style pizza.
Also, Don't Forget Veilguard's announcement of their release date was accompanied by a new trailer, and admittedly, it does look a hell of a lot better than the first piece of shit that we were tortured with a couple months ago. It damn near makes this look like a playable game, but in my mind, I just can't separate the silliness of the first trailer from the title. Once you leave an impression on someone like me, it's damn near impossible to change it. And clearly, that was what they were going for here. Clearly, the game that they want people to play is the one with the silly Fortnite tone. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually do give BioWare a bit of credit for listening to fan feedback and changing things in this trailer so that it feels like actual Dragon Age. More companies need to listen to feedback, and we want to encourage this, but I don't trust this company at all. Once again, the original trailer for the game has been very aptly described as a Fortnite heist movie. To me, it's impossible to trust anyone who misreads their own audience to that degree, anyone who would change a game like Dragon Age, which is supposed to have a dark and somber tone, to something as silly as Fortnite. I just can't trust them. That tells me that they were chasing after someone who isn't their actual audience, and they were instead pursuing the so-called modern audience, that group of people with modern sensibilities that are elevated to levels that common plebs like you and like me could never understand. Of course, as these companies keep learning, that audience doesn't really exist, or at least not in great enough numbers to support these AAA titles. With that in mind, with the way that the first trailer screwed things up, I just can't trust them. I fully expect that the gameplay is going to be shit because they are so disengaged from their customers.
Black Myth Wukong surprised me. Going in, I knew not to expect a Souls-like, despite it seemingly sharing many of the genre's hallmarks. The game's Chinese developer, Game Science, has been adamant that it's not a Souls-like, preferring to define it more generically as an action RPG. This is at least partially accurate, as Black Myth Wukong is definitely not a Souls-like. What I wasn't expecting was for it to be essentially a lengthy boss rush. It's not uncommon to go from one boss fight into another and then another, and it's in these elaborate battles where Black Myth Wukong shines. The moments in between, however, aren't quite as strong, sometimes devolving into aimless tedium, but its satisfying combat and unique variety of boss fights mostly manages and attention to detail. There are moments I love, like every encounter you have with a headless monk who serenades you with a sanxian. And the character designs are universally fantastic, but the story is hard to latch onto if you're unfamiliar with Journey to the West or Chinese folklore and mythology in general. Fortunately, one of Black Myth Wukong's greatest strengths is how it weaves Sun Wukong's wondrous abilities into the framework of its fast-paced combat. The Monkey King is known for wielding Ru Yi Jinggu Bang, a magical staff that can shrink and extend at will. He can also create clones of himself from a single strand of hair, freeze enemies in place with a point from his finger, and shapeshift into a vast array of different forms. All of these abilities are represented in the game, expertly showcasing the Monkey King's prodigious combat capabilities. By executing combos with the staff, you'll see it elongate to bludgeon enemies with extra ferocity before reverting back to its original size. You can also make use of various spells that consume mana and operate on cooldowns. These include the ability to generate clones of yourself to give enemies more than a single target to focus on, and the use of a magic spell called Immobilize that lets you freeze your foes in place for a few seconds, giving you time to wail on them while they're haplessly trapped, or using the opportunity to take a step back and heal. Shapeshifting is a significant part of your arsenal too, as you're able to transform into specific previously defeated enemies and utilize their different movesets and weapons. Utilizing your bag of tricks, each boss fight becomes a pounding heart and palpable elation when I finally managed to emerge.
Do you think this move was legal?
After all, it resembles something you'd see in professional wrestling and WWE, but this is at the Olympics, and she was carted off the mat in a stretcher afterwards. So was it legal? Well, let's take a deeper look. For starters, this is American Kennedy Blades against Romanian Catalina Exenti at a wrestling match at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Now, the American was up 6-0 when she ducks up under Exenti, picks her up, lifts her, throws her up over her head in an arching manner, where Exenti then lands awkwardly on her neck. Exenti then laid there, unable to get up, so they called the match off, and Kennedy was declared winner with a final score of 11-0. Now just hang on, 11-0 means she gained points, right? Well, that's because this throw is called a German suplex. If you can throw your opponent so that they leave the mat and then their feet go up over their head during the course of the throw, it's considered a grand amplitude throw and it's worth 5 points. And as you can see, she was awarded 5 points, meaning that it must be a legal throw. And then from a technical standpoint, this is actually executed to near perfection. So it's a beautiful throw, but if you've seen any of my other videos in the Ban Technique series, you notice that sometimes they ban things because someone does get injured, and other times they ban them as a preventative measure because they anticipate someone might get injured, and that actually is what's happened here. This move is banned. You see, there's two main styles of wrestling. There's freestyle and folk style. Folk style is very similar to freestyle, but in folk style, the throws are not allowed to be these arching high amplitude throws that Kennedy Blades did and that you often see in professional wrestling. Folk style throws must go off to the side instead of going straight back, and also all takedowns are only worth 2 points, so you won't get 5 points for these grand amplitude throws. And that's because they didn't want a whole bunch of young athletes, high schoolers, colleges, trying these dangerous throws. Therefore, most of the wrestling you see at the lower levels or amateur is folk style wrestling. But at the Olympics, it's freestyle wrestling, and this move is completely legal. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I have a whole series on Ban Techniques you can go check out. Thanks for watching.
Ever since Rachel Zegler was first announced for Disney's upcoming live-action Snow White remake, she has been a walking PR nightmare.
Weird.
And she just found a new way to up the ante, simultaneously attacking co-star Gal Gadot and dividing the audience. But the even bigger problem for Disney where Snow White is concerned is that despite all the reshoots, they are still, irrespective of casting, making an activist movie audiences worldwide will recoil from. Let's dive in. Multiple rounds of very extensive reshoots, allegedly pushing its total production cost way beyond the $300 million mark, meaning it now has to do Deadpool and Wolverine numbers at the box office, because anything short of that would put it into the gargantuan flop territory of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And Disney really doesn't want that to happen, which is no doubt part of the reason why the original 7 dirty yet diverse hippies were replaced with 7 CGI monstrosities posing as dwarves, as Peter Dinklage made it impossible for Disney to hire real ones. Be that as it may, against this backdrop, Disney would no doubt prefer if their lead would refrain from associating the movie with highly divisive international politics. But the even bigger issue may be that despite Bob Iger's assurances that they would roll the messaging back, Disney couldn't help themselves, as the movie is still seemingly infused with the message. Possibly so badly so, that when audiences go see the finished movie a little less than a year from now, Disney will see a new wave of cancellations on their failing streamer Disney+. Now, we don't recommend anyone cancelling anything, of course, and we certainly don't condone anyone taking to the high seas to get their fix on programming you might miss out on if you do. To say nothing of all the spyware, malware, and other assorted tracking software you'd run the additional risk of being subjected to, so privacy protection isn't linked to online. The advantages when it comes to streaming for these around the world. That's pretty good, but it gets even better. If you type in the code MIDNIGHT when ordering, that triggers an exclusive special offer of 4 extra months for free. So, secure your privacy with Surfshark, just head on over to Surfshark. Rachel Zegler was able to mix the movie up with divisive international politics. Since the beginning of recorded history, there have always been land disputes that involved a great deal of bloodshed, yet nowhere more so than the land between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea, an area which several groups, with varying degrees of litigation from Islamic countries, no good can protesting media, wisely not choose maybe Hollywood.
Zomeraanbiedingen bij Auto Hero. De Volkswagen Golf vanaf €12.300. Of de
The movie's social media account to express support for Hillary Clinton, whipped off a chain of events.
Older you get, you can never go home again. Especially if you travel as much as I do.
Even though I was born in the Soviet Union and lived my first 5 years of life in Ukraine, it is very clear to me now that if any place has ever truly felt like home, it would have to be Canada. I moved to Canada with my mother and stepfather when I was 5 years old, and I grew up in a small town in rural Saskatchewan. I loved living there as a kid because I had so much space to roam around, my parents weren't afraid for my safety, and this was also the time before cell phones, so having a vivid imagination was absolutely necessary to keep yourself entertained. As I grew older and had some opportunities to travel, I began to discover just how big and diverse our world really was. I began to understand that staying long-term in my small town would not be the right choice for me, because by that point, that vivid imagination that I had developed in my youth was begging for more. More excitement, more opportunities, new people, and new places. And that's exactly what I got. The last 15 years have been full of adventures, lots of changes in my career, meeting thousands of new people from all walks of life, and also seeing some pretty remote corners of the world with almost 50 countries traveled so far. But what has stayed the same amidst all of this change was Canada. I could always come home and feel like I was wrapped in a comfort blanket of stability. While chaos was going on elsewhere in the world, Canada felt like a breath of fresh air. It was never perfect, but I would still say that most people I knew had a relatively high quality of life. Most people who had middle-class jobs were able to afford their own home, have a couple of children, and take a vacation once or twice a year. Even when I was working part-time as a waitress to make ends meet while pursuing my creative endeavors, I don't really remember worrying that much about the cost of groceries or gas or finding a place to live. I never had to wait that long to see my family doctor, and finding that new family doctor was also super easy. Almost anywhere I went in the country, I felt relatively safe to walk the streets alone, even at night when I lived in downtown Toronto. So that is why it makes me extremely sad to see the state that Canada is in now. COVID was obviously a huge turning point, not only for Canada, but all around the world. I was already running my channel full-time at that point, so as soon as the travel restrictions for other countries lifted, I left for long periods of time because trying to run a business in Canada was extremely haphazard, and trying to survive on CERB wasn't nearly enough. When I did come home, I was extremely saddened by the poverty that began popping up all over the country, that people were struggling to afford basic necessities, and especially in the last few years, that absolute shacks of homes were selling for million-dollar price tags. Visiting British Columbia after they decriminalized drug use in an attempt to curb overdoses was also an eye-opening experience. I had been to Hastings Street over a decade ago, and it was pretty bad then, but nothing could have prepared me for what it looked like now, and the fact that all over the city, people were openly doing hard drugs. Sadly, I don't feel as safe as I used to in Canada, especially in the big cities. It makes me angry that our justice system has become so lax with putting criminals behind bars, especially with repeat offenders. I don't have a problem with paying a reasonable amount of taxes if that money is genuinely going towards the bettering of social services and keeping a safe and clean public environment. To be honest, I don't feel like Canadians' money is being well spent, especially over the past few years, and as someone who has barely utilized any social services in the past 5 years, I feel like I'm paying far more than I am receiving. So it is for these and many other reasons that I have decided to see what other places might be a better fit for me at this point in time. It's definitely not a goodbye forever, but an opportunity to see if another place might feel more like the home that I hold in my heart. Surprise, or maybe not so much of a surprise if you guys have watched me for quite some time and maybe picked up on some of my subtle hints that I have been considering moving abroad for quite a few years now. I have basically been stealthily researching all the different countries that I have visited in the last few years, really trying to pinpoint if this is a place that I would want to move to. What is their immigration process? What are the taxes like? What is the lifestyle like? Would I enjoy my life there? I have been putting in a lot of thought, research, effort, and money. I have been putting a lot of myself into this decision because it is not one that I make lightly. As I said in the beginning of the video, Canada has been my home for the past 29 years. I'm 33 right now and moved here at like 4 or 5 years old. So it has been the place that I have spent the majority of my life. Even though I grew up speaking Russian, English is obviously my main language that I feel comfortable in. I am very much Canadian when it comes to the culture and just ways of being. And of all the places that I have ever traveled to, and that's quite a few now, it has been the place where I feel most at home. So that is why it is very bittersweet for me to be making this decision, because a part of me always did think that even if I have this YouTube channel as my main business and I travel abroad and, you know, spend a good portion of the year out of the country, this would still be my home. This would be my home base. This country still has the most amount of opportunities for me, because it is so great. I have to be abundantly clear that I would not be where I am now. I would not be in the privileged position I am now, running this business, being able to work from anywhere, having an incredibly strong passport, if it wasn't for Canada. If my stepdad hadn't brought me and my mom over from Ukraine, I mean, maybe in some alternate universe I could have been living this same life or something better, but I highly doubt it. We were still middle class here in Canada, you could say. My dad's a farmer. Just being in this country, you have so much more opportunity. You are so much more privileged because of things like your passport and also the strength of our currency, and just, politically, it has been a fairly stable country. So with all of those things combined, I consider myself an incredibly privileged person, and a big portion of that privilege I attribute to being a Canadian citizen.
Als je op reis gaat met vrienden, waarom zou je dan 4 hotelkamers boeken en allemaal apart zitten? Boek een Airbnb en blijf samen voor minder.
Vodafone Red Unlimited. Eindeloos livestreamen met je volgers. Kan gewoon. Met Vodafone Red Unlimited heb je onbegrensd 5G-internet. Ontdek meer op Vodafone.nl.
So I'm not going to sit here and be like totally negative about Canada and say like, this is why I'm leaving, like, this is terrible, I hate that the government is doing that. Like, of course, those things play into it. Of course, there are some things that I'm not happy about that has happened in Canada, especially over the last few years. But to be fully honest, it is still an incredible country to live in. It has so many opportunities, and I would still, my microphone fell over, I would still prefer to live here than most other places in the world. So let's just get
Allegiances mean nothing to me.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn.
Their bones will wet my blade.
First blood.
I was hiding!
Minions have spawned.
Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. Only fools pledge life to honor. There's nowhere to hide.
An ally has been slain.
I never compromise.
Enemy killing spree.
On the razor's edge.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Mean nothing to me.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy rampage.
Let's finish this quickly.
Enemy killing spree.
Only fools.
An enemy is unstoppable.
There's nowhere to hide. I never compromise. On the razor's edge.
An ally has been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An enemy is dominating.
Don't cross me. Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. Only Only fools pledge life to honor. There's nowhere to hide.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy rampage. Shut down.
Another body for the guts. I never compromise.
An enemy is gone.
This is no challenge. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain. Triple kill. An enemy has been slain. Enemy rampage. Shut down.
Don't cross me.
Shut down.
Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive.
Has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor. There's nowhere to hide. never compromise.
An ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
On the razor's edge.
You have been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
Don't cross me. Let's finish this quickly.
Enemy killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret. Enemy killing spree. Shut down. Enemy double kill.
Get foul! Get
An ally has been slain.
Pathetic.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Only fools.
An ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide.
An ally has been slain.
I never compromise. Another body for the gutter.
An ally has been slain.
On the razor's edge.
Enemy killing spree.
Nothing to me.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Don't cross me.
turret has been destroyed.
Let's finish this quickly. Watch it! Get foul! Come here!
Slain. Double kill.
It's me! As I think it's mine.
Your turret has been destroyed.
They won't survive. Only fools pledge life to honor. There's nowhere to hide. I never compromise. Great roll, razor's edge.
I was hiding!
Enemy rampage. Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down. Dazed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Shut down.
Let's finish this quickly. Get foul!
Is unstoppable.
It's me!
They won't survive.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Watch it! Just me!
Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill. turret has been destroyed. Defeat.
That out of the way, that I still think Canada is incredible. I think it's a great place to live. I understand, why so many immigrants want to move here, and honestly, I wish them the very best. Like, as an immigrant myself who has benefited from all the opportunities that are here in this country, but at the same time, I have paid my taxes, I have paid my dues so far, as all immigrants, should. So in no way am I going to sit here and be ungrateful for that. But on the other hand, I also can't deny that there are a lot of things that I am not happy about with life in Canada, and I think that will be its own video. I'm actually planning on doing like the top 10 reasons that are far too vast for Canadians or for other immigrants who are thinking of moving to Canada. Like, this actually might still be all the different scenarios of move abroad, because obviously I don't know where left this is really the place for me, but I feel like being at the age I am, like, this is a great time to at least try. So I know you're all probably wondering, like, where is she going? Why hasn't she actually said which country she has chosen to move to? And that is because I don't want to jinx it. I do not have the paperwork and visa just yet.
I'm reporting to you because finally there is a game-breaking bug on the live servers, and it has impacted a lot of games. What's worse is that people with lower end PCs are taking the biggest hit. This bug has already caused Silas and then later on Samira to be disabled on the Chinese servers. But what about our servers? Well, just a few minutes ago I tested this bug and I recorded all of my clips, and unfortunately this game-breaking bug is still here. So what's wrong with Samira and Silas? Well, when Silas ults Samira, the game crashes. Spoiler, another champion can also trigger this bug. But let's stick to Silas for now. So all that Silas needs to do is press R on Samira in order to try to take her ult. And this will result in game crashing for all 10 people. But the game doesn't die, it doesn't disappear, you can reconnect back to this game. Because of this, whoever has lower end PC is gonna suffer the most. If you have a good PC, no problem, you're back in a few seconds, but if you don't, well, that's unlucky I guess. This bug can happen multiple times each game. When you try to watch that game in spectators mode, the replay will also crash at that moment. There is like 30 seconds black hole in each replay that if you try to replay any part of it, well, your replay will crash. You may be thinking that some Samira or Silas skin is needed, but no, this bug will happen regardless of skins. You can pick any Silas skin and any Samira skin and the game will still crash. But wait, it actually gets even worse. This bug isn't only possible on Silas. As I told you, there is one more champion that can do it, even on level 1. You can pause the video now to try to guess who that is. Ladies and gentlemen, that champion is... bam 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 bam... Viego. What a surprise, I know. When Viego possesses Samira and auto-attacks any champion, the game will crash for all 10 people. But auto-attacking the enemy champion is absolutely necessary. If you only attack a minion, or you only use your Q for example, it will not trigger this bug. The biggest positive of this bug is that the game crashes for everyone, and you need specific champions on both sides, so I guess abusing this bug is not really possible. But come on, and I've seen many reports about it on social media. I think it's about time to do something about it, right? Thanks for watching, and Riot, please fix.
Hey, and we're back with another episode of Before You Buy, that show where we give you some straight-up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. As usual, it's me, Jake Baldino, and today we're talking about Black Myth Wukong. This is a big action combat adventure from Game Science. This is a mobile developer jumping into their first big console PC game. Now, this game has been slowly hyped up for years, from its graphics to its character and story, and we've been cautiously keeping an eye on it. Now, keep in mind with this video, this is my first impressions after the first, 13, 14 hours or so, but I'm actually liking this one more than I expected. It's flawed, for sure, but I think if you had your eye on this and you were hopeful, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's ambitious, and even where it stumbles, I think this is a great debut for this studio. And just so you know, I've been playing a review copy on PC, that's where all this footage is, and all of this gameplay footage you see here is spoiler-free. So, if you haven't already heard this, it's important to note that Black Myth Wukong is inspired by the 16th century classical Chinese novel Journey to the West. Now, this, to me, is one of the game's defining bits. That's why I was interested. You play as a badass monkey with a staff, and you go on a really varied adventure, fighting zombies and creatures, rat kings, evil ancient monks, dragons, you name it. This is a fairly linearly structured game with some diversions. It's not really a Souls-like many people expected. Sure, you rest and level up at bonfire checkpoints, but that's really where the comparisons end. This is an action combat adventure with light RPG elements. You have some stats to worry about, but you're not upgrading a multitude of stats like endurance and strength and magic and intelligence. No, it's all just focused on, the basic level up and simple loot and character progression through a skill tree, and some other tricks along the way. Now, your character as a baseline has a heavy and light attack as well as a dodge. A lot of it is based around focus points, so you need to dodge and strike and do well to build this up, or hold a button to waste some stamina and charge it up, and then bam. When you have these points, you can launch a more powerful heavy attack that can often stagger enemies and have other bonuses. You can also deflect certain enemy projectiles, but otherwise, your main defense is really just dodging like crazy. Perfect dodges are rewarded with a satisfying effect and a little bonus, so get that focus stored up and hit triangle at the right moment, and bam! A Monster Hunter Greatsword level slam dunk that just feels so satisfying to properly pull off. There are also multiple stances that are swappable on the fly with the D-pad. These stances are heavy attack for situations. There's more, and I'm still experimenting with them, but a stance might work. I kind of like these implementations. Help a little bit in the challenge and strategy is not burn heat and earn the ability to transform into these enemies temporarily. There's a full transformation where like you can temporarily become a different creature and walk around and kick ass, or ones that you trigger and you will transform and the animations are incredible, but after a while you might find yourself just doing the same best combos over and over again. It really only matters when an enemy feels like a grind or like when you're fighting low level enemies. The more complex bosses you really have. Story-wise, it has a lot going for it because of like what I said, like what it's based on. I only know the basics of Sun Wukong, but I was really just here for the ride and to be exposed to Chinese myth. You get mysterious tales, beautiful vignettes, thoughtful quotes, really well-designed and cool-looking characters, and cinematic action framing. But I didn't really get a good feel for a sense of story. You just kind of go along, things happen, and stuff. Now, the game is structured in chapters. There's typically ushering people into these ancient tales. I was still curious the whole time and had fun seeing cool stuff, but I wasn't like compelled or emotionally invested. It's just like a sequence of really cool stuff. Now, the game is structured in chapters. There's typically a big bad boss at the end of a chapter, and it's a matter of you getting your way there. You might run into one mid-boss that kicks your ass, so turn around and find another alternating path that likely brings you to another mid-boss you can cut your teeth on first. Occasionally, you'll run into an NPC or a little mystery, but this is mostly areas with a few mob-type enemies that mostly aren't too crazy, and then a few tougher guys here and there, and then lots and lots of bosses. Like, I mean it. You can fight one unique boss, walk through a hallway, and then bam, there's a completely new, different boss ready to square up. This is where the game is really ambitious. Like I said, the amount of unique fights feels really, really damn special. The amount of times I was in a glorious, over-the-top, brutal fight with like, you know, screen-filling animations and explosions thinking, oh man, this has to be the end of this whole chapter or sequence. You know, maybe I'll get a big cutscene or something. And then I finally beat them, and then nope, that was just a regular pedestrian boss in the middle of a level with another one right around the corner.
I never compromise.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
There's nowhere to hide.
"30 seconds until minions spawn.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Minions have spawned.
They won't survive. On the razor's edge. bones will wet my blade.
Bang, bang, bang.
Don't cross me. Another body for the gunner.
First blood.
Let's finish this quickly. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Just for you.
I never compromise.
An enemy has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Only fools pledge life to honor. They won't survive.
Quick as a fox.
An enemy has been slain.
On the razor's edge.
Light on my feet.
Don't cross me. Let's finish this quickly.
Killing spree.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. I never compromise.
An ally has been slain. Shut down.
There's nowhere to hide. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Quick as a fox.
An enemy has been slain. We are slain and wounded.
This place is my favorite. On the razor.
An enemy has been slain.
Don't cross me. Let's finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
To me.
An ally has been slain.
I never compromise.
An enemy has been slain.
This is no challenge. There's nowhere to hide.
Killing spree.
Only fools pledge life to honor. They won't survive. On the razor's edge.
An enemy has been slain.
Just for you.
Don't cross me.
Come closer.
Let's finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain.
Pathetic. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. compromise.
Bonesaw!
There's nowhere to hide.
Killing spree. Killing spree.
Life to honor. They won't survive.
Rampage.
On the razor's
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Don't cross me.
Unstoppable. Shut down.
Let's finish this quickly. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. I never compromise.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
There's nowhere to hide. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Rampage.
They won't survive.
Unstoppable.
On the razor's edge.
An enemy has been slain.
Don't cross me.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Let's finish this quickly.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Never compromise.
Dominating. Double kill.
Tired of dying.
Your team has destroyed the turret.
On the razor's edge. Don't cross me. Let's finish this quickly.
Legendary. An ally has been slain.
Your allegiance is nothing.
Unstoppable. Your team has destroyed a turret. Legendary. Dominating. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Your team has destroyed a turret. Godlike.
There's nowhere to hide.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
An enemy has been slain.
They won't survive.
Rampage. Your team has destroyed a turret. Legendary. Your team has destroyed a turret.